My name is Brendan Ward. I am the owner and founder of Growtoro, and today I am with Peter Moore, the owner and operator of the Road2Elsewhere Newsletter. How are you doing today, Peter?
I'm doing great. I've just had a great response to my most recent post. And Brendan, it's partly due to you, buddy. The content is mine, but a
Yeah,
lot of those email names now are yours, which I appreciate.
of course. Yeah, you have to take the lion's share of the credit because, like you said, the content's yours, and that's very important. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. So nice to hop on with you, and very happy to hear that, of course. So for folks watching who don't know you yet, give us like a little background, about you, Road to Elsewhere, why people should be kind of tuning in.
Yeah, so I had a long career in the magazine industry and, held some very prominent jobs. Like, you always hear people joking about the guy who's the articles editor for Playboy. I was the articles editor at Playboy.
That was him.
And I did indeed work on the words that were in that magazine.
Wow. That's great.
After I left there, I was the editor of Men's Health magazine. I worked there for 20 years. And then, oops, the magazine industry fell apart. And, I was like everybody else saying, like, what is going to happen to me now? Because everything was swept out from under me, especially during the pandemic. So a friend suggested that I hop on Substack. And my particular shtick is that I'm a humorist, but I'm also a guy who can draw. So what I'm doing is posting what should be very funny posts that include my writing and my drawings. And my unique shtick is that me as cartoonist makes fun of me as writer. So there's this like head bashing that's going on between the guy who's typing and the guy who's drawing. And, it's fun for me and it seems to be fun for my readers. I started out like every other schlub on Substack with limping along with 200 subscribers. But then I hit a certain point where I got what I was about. I was getting the feedback from the readers and, suddenly my line went from flat to hockey stick. And that's a beautiful moment. But, once you get your first 2,000 subscribers on Substack, you think, well, I wonder where I could get, I don't know, 18,000 more. And that's the greedy moment I was in when Brendan, you blind emailed me and said, hey, I might be able to do this for you. And that's where we are today.
Perfect timing. It's all about timing, and the right door needs to open up, and you need to be ready for that. And that's a good segue into my next question. After I emailed you and you kind of took a look at what we were up to, what appealed to you exactly about what we're offering in terms of how we can find the ideal subscribers for Road to Elsewhere?
Well, actually, obviously, the first thing I thought was, this guy's a scammer and he shouldn't be blind emailing me. But you included that video with it, which took me through the process. And when you went through the process of where you're soliciting your emails from, how you prepare the ground for those emails to go out and be successful, how you allow for people to opt out or people to express interest. When I was linked into that process and thinking about how I was attracting subscribers now, I thought this is a very engaged process. It's a fair one because people get a chance to say no thanks or yes, please. And the money seemed perfectly reasonable for what you're offering. I was working with another couple of companies to find subscribers, and your process seems so much more engaging and efficient. So, I decided to give you guys a try, and I didn't know what would happen after I sent my money off, but Carla, your associate there, has been great in leading me all through it. I
Yep.
was very impressed with the letters that you were sending out, and the results have been, kind of astonishing. I think I sent Carla an email telling her that I'm drunk with new subscribers now, which is
She
which is a good kind of tipsy.
You screenshotted that to me. I was like, "That's awesome." I was laughing too. I was like, "This is my kind of guy right here. I really like him." You kind of answered my next question, like, what's the experience been working with us, the onboarding? Shed a little more light on that if you can.
Honestly, I'm just in this for the writing and the cartooning. So I find the business side of it essential and tedious, and it also requires skills that frankly I don't have. If
Yeah.
you want me to, be funny at 600 words and add a bunch of drawings, I can do that.
Yeah.
But, as far as like all the technical aspects of what you guys do, I'm so grateful to have somebody else do that. So I can just concentrate on what I love to do, which is to, produce posts every 5 days on petermoore.substack.com. So it's been a seamless operation. Carla has answered my questions beautifully every time I've asked them, and I've asked a lot of dumb questions because, like I said, I'm clueless that way.
Yeah.
But she's been super patient and walking me through things. And then, finally, when I got around to, you know, loading new subscribers 100 at a time, 200 at a time. It was like I was in Fantasyland there. But they're hanging with me and they're very engaged readers.
There you go.
So, the other thing I want to thank you for is that you hooked me up with testimonials, people who had been through the process with you. And I had a great chat with a guy who took me through what you do, convinced me that you were not charlatans because you had transformed his website and his traffic, his newsletter traffic too. So between that random guy you set me up with and all the help that Carla Sanchez has been, it really has been a glide here to to new heights for the Road to Elsewhere.
Amazing response. There's so much unpack there. I appreciate all of those compliments, by the way. I like to liken us working together as like we're kind of on your internal team now. It's more than just, oh, here's a vendor, go do your thing. Like we, by design, really want to embed ourselves side by side and take all that burden off your plate, do a lot of the annoying, heavy technical work you just don't want to do, and free you up to write, your 600 words or less and make people laugh, which is what you're amazing at. So thank you for that. Let's talk just some numbers. The first month here, how many folks did you add in there? What's the engagement been like relative to, maybe other sources you've gotten subscribers from? Give us some insight on that if you can.
Yeah, well, I want you to know that you still owe me my last batch of subscribers. So what the heck, Brendan?
It's coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was supposed to arrive today, so I won't be too hard on you. You haven't missed
Sure.
your
We got
deadline
some
yet.
time left. We have time left today.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, so it was honestly it was just fun to cut and paste the subscribers in because I'm watching my line. It was a hockey stick before, but now it's like a super duper hockey stick. It's like a roller coaster going up.
Yeah.
But then the proof is in the pudding on all this stuff, and emails are just emails. So after I had worked my way through the first, it was like 2,000 subscribers. Yes, 2,000 subscribers you guys sent to me. I put out a post that was going to go out to my regular cohort plus the new ones. And, typically in 24 hours, I was getting maybe 3,000 reads, which, that's a good number to have to that many reads.
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as I put up the first post, after I'd engaged with you guys and downloaded the subscribers, it was 1,000 more. So it was like,
Yep.
the only logic I can put to that is to give you guys credit and also to give credit to the emails that you were coming up with and that these people were going to be people who like what I do and respond to it. And, just having the normal line of my, of where a post will go to the delta of post Growtoro, it was like, it's unbelievable. So, I'm a little giddy right now. It's still too soon to tell, long term what this is going to work into. But for a start, it's amazing.
Perfect. I mean, that's all we can ask for, honestly. Thank you for shedding some light on that. So if you're sitting across the fence from another newsletter operator who's, not sure yet if they want to use Cold Outbound for, subscriber acquisition, what would you say to them?
We're all in this as a business and business have expenses. So I had to talk myself into paying your fee because it was a lump to put out there all at one time. But, in retrospect, and also compared with other companies I was working at here, you told me early on that you could beat the CPM I was going with, which was about $2 a subscriber. I haven't done the math now, but I think you guys are looking at, 3 or 4 cents per subscriber compared with those other services I was on. So it feels like I'm getting amazing value for my money. And I'm so glad to have you guys on my side. Again, so I can kind of ignore that whole reader acquisition side of things and just concentrate on pleasing them, which, based on the first couple of posts I put out since working with you guys, it's happening. And that feels great.
I love it. Honestly, amazing to hear. And then finally, last question, what's next for Road to Elsewhere? Where do you want to take this thing? How does this growth fit into that vision?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if more of them came on as paid subscribers because I'm really maxing out with the unpaid kind.
Yep.
And I'm grateful for them too, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But the whole idea here was to find new audiences for my work and eventually, because I've now got a big platform with 20,000 subscribers and readers, I want to get a book contract or two out of this. So now that I have a demonstrated platform that is thriving, I feel like having that access to readers is going to make publishers sit up and notice what I do. That has not happened yet, but yeah, if and when it does, I'll send you I'll send your baby a present.
That sounds great. And honestly, maybe we can help with some of outbound to book publishers. It's not out of the wheel of possibilities of what we can do. So
That's a thought. Okay,
that's another
well, we will
conversation.
leave that exciting future open, and it is an exciting future based on
Yeah.
what you guys have been doing for me.
100%. Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for, the honest insights here. I'm so excited to continue to work with you for many more months, and I will get you that final batch over right away today. Um,
Press send on that, Brendan.
yeah,
I'm
Carla.
waiting here. So are my readers.
Well, thanks so much, man. Seriously, and I look forward to continue to work with you.
You bet.
Thanks.